Hello! Today we're going to simulate an engine failure, and if you know how to fly this aircraft and how to manage the FMC, you probably want to take one step further and practice some emergencies and non-standard procedures. So if you're flying online, I personally think it's important to know how to fly, even though if you have a problem with your plane. And it's also very fun to practice if the controller allows you to simulate failures. So we're going to use FS2 Crew, and I will go through step by step how to cope with an engine failure on takeoff. So let's go. As you already know, you will not have the same performance with a propeller aircraft as with a jet. So there are some speeds called VMC, minimum control speed, and we need to fulfill 3 sequences or phases in the flight in order to classify the aircraft as safe. So for example, we have VMCG is minimum control speed on the ground in a takeoff roll when you have full thrust and when you lose an engine
and elevator anti-ice on.
You must be able to maintain control of your plane even though you lose an engine. And we also need to be able to maintain control in the air, called VMCA, airborne. And the recommended procedure is to fly with live engine low. So for example, if you have a left engine failure, we will bank approximately 5 degrees to the right towards the live engine, and of course you have to feather the propeller to minimize the drag. If we take a look at the engine fail chart, we can see that we have to climb to 250 feet, turn right to 180, max 166 knots during turn. When passing radial 100 from split VR, turn right to heading 256 and intercept radial 226 split VR. At 2000 feet, proceed to Delta Victor November holding point. I have chosen bad visibility today, so it will be an extra challenge. So before we depart, I will tell you step by step how to do in an engine failure. So we will arm the APR before takeoff, and that will give us auto feather function, and we will confirm that we have APR and override armed or override. Then we will climb 250 feet, turn right to heading 180, continue climbing flight green speed, and then we will direct to split VR, fly heading 225, and then the NDB, and prepare for an ILS approach. Clear for takeoff.
Ignition anti-ice.
Normal off.
Close 3. Condition levers. Flight. Departure check complete.
Takeoff. Set power.
Power set. $70 knots.
Checked.
V1 rotate.
Engine failure. Positive rate, gear up.
Positive rate, gear up.
CAS system test, okay.
Okay, we have an engine failure. Fly green speed. It's very important to keep the green speed. Bug heading 180. And try to fly coordinated with around 5 degrees of bank. I'm very careful with the turn, because if you bank too much, you may stall the airplane.
0, set.
Checked. The APR is on, and the propeller is feathered. So I'm turning with only 10 degrees now. And watch the speed, always keep the green line speed. It's the best climb speed with the single engine. So jaw damper off, left. We'll wait with the procedures until we are stable. Flaps up after takeoff check.
Flaps up and stand by for the checklist.
And we're coming up on heading 180. Using the rudder trim. Bug altitude 2000.
Altitude 2000, set.
IAS.
After takeoff check complete.
Now I will need to fly towards split VR. So set the VR. We'll fly heading 225. Are you ready for the landing and approach brief?
I'm ready.
Any questions?
No questions.
Left generator off. Fuel crossfeed on. And left
Mag.
heading.
Terrain.
I'm switching to the localizer or the ILS frequency. Approach items.
Okay.
Bug heading 360.
Heading 360, set.
Checked. Descent approach check.
Altimeters
1013. Checked.
1013, checked.
Can
Flight
bank
attendant
more.
advised. Pressurization set. Spoilers armed. Fuel balance crossfeed. In limits shot. APR armed. ICOA off. Landing data set. Arrival brief
Complete.
complete. Approach brief
Complete.
complete. Descent approach check complete.
So we had the localizer. So in the landing we will use flaps 15.
Localizer alive.
Close off. And reducing thrust, starting descent. Flaps 9.
Flaps 9. Flight attendant, be seated for landing please.
Gear down.
Gear down. Missed approach altitude set. Lights.
Ah, thank you.
Localize
Free
deviation.
Correcting.
$1,000.
Flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
Landing check.
Landing gear.
Down for runway 05.
Down for runway 05. Flaps 15 set and indicating. Condition levers flight. Flows 3. Flight attendant advised. Landing check complete.
And try to be easy with the thrust, because when you increase the thrust,
Localize the
the
deviation.
airplane wants to jaw.
Minimums.
Landing.
Yaw damper off. Plus
It's
5.
already off.
Minimums. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Oh.
10.
No reverse, only brakes.
$70 knots.
Checked. After reverse, condition levers taxi. After landing check.
Stand by.
So it will be very difficult to taxi with only one engine, and this is because of FSX physics engine. In reality, it's much easier.
After landing check complete.
Okay, so I hope you liked this video, and go out there and practice, because it's really difficult in the beginning. So what I can recommend is do it a lot, because you never know when you will get an actual engine failure in VATSIM perhaps. And if you have any questions, feel free to post a comment, and good luck.